Hello, everybody. I am Grant Glad. I am a singer-songwriter in the Duluth area. I am tickled pink to be here. I'm really excited for all of this. We're working with Kim and Jose, and I'm going to share some songs with you and talk a little bit in between. Kind of do the thing. I think I'll start things off with a song called "Dancing at the VFW." This is a song I wrote a few years back. It was on my debut album. Came out in 2019, I believe, and it's a song I wrote. I wrote about my grandparents. They used to go dancing at the VFW every Friday night for as long as I knew them. And when they passed within like 3 months of each other. My grandma passed, and then the man that I knew as my grandpa passed about 3 months later. I drove him home from it wasn't the hospital. I don't remember what you call it, but where she passed. And on the way home, he said, I think I'm ready. And sure enough, he was. So 3 months later, he was gone. So not to start on too somber of a note, but this has kind of been the song that, if there's a song that people know me for, this is the one. It's called Dancing at VFW. Gave 4 years to the army when Uncle Sam called my name, and 40 more to the railroad, along with my left knee. But every Friday I say for you, and we go dancing at the VFW. Yeah, I slip on my good boots, the ones you told me not to ruin. You pick out a dress and a pair of dancing shoes, step down those stairs out of a dream, and we give 'em hell. Two-stepping to a Hank Williams tune. Everything will be alright, at least one night a week. Maybe one night is all you really need, and the wolves were howling at the door. They may as well have been on some far-off distant shore when you stepped onto the dance floor. When you stepped onto the dance floor, everyone said that you'd be forever young. When they saw you cut a rug, but time, it didn't do as it's told. When it left you in that hospital room, with nothing there but a parking lot view. 'Cause we can't stop getting old, and no, we can't stop getting old. So I sat there in the back of that church with those boys you raised so well. While the choir sang your song, but at God I wanted to yell as they sang Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And then we laid you in the ground and got our hope dancing now. And got our hope dancing now. So that's Dancing at the VFW. I generally don't try to open shows with that song because it's a bit of a crier, but it's one of the songs that I am most proud of. And in fact, I wrote it, and for a long time I thought, you know, this would be really interesting to dive more into this story. And so that's kind of something I try to do on a recent project I'm working on. It's called One Man's Story, funnily enough. And so I took that and I started working backwards, you know, knowing that was going to be the end result. So I wanted to tell the story, just kind of one man's life over the course of a record. And so I was working on, you know, I wrote a song about going to deer camp. I wrote a song about just kind of young love, and kind of worked through it with, you know, someone falling in love, and then that ultimately being the end of the story. And I think that'll be the next song I play for you. This is normally a duet, but this is off of that project. It's called When It's Gonna End. And it's kind of the duality of Dancing at the VFW. It's the opposite end of that spectrum, right? That's the song about old age. When It's Gonna End is very much the young love part of it. And normally this song is a duet that I do with Laurel Marie. She came and just absolutely nailed the vocals on it. And so I'm going to try and do my best to do her parts justice, but this is that part of the story. This is that young love element of it. So you get the old side and the young side, and I think it's all kind of beautiful when it goes hand in hand. She was born Pensacola. Her old man shipped her north on the day she turned 16. He said he wanted her raised up right by the Christian side of that family tree. So I picked her up in my hand-me-down Ford. She pulled out a water bottle she'd hidden in her purse, and she said, well, I took what they wouldn't miss from the back of that liquor cabinet. I steal their boats, but I won't turn into them. And I said, what do you want when you grow up then? If you don't plan on getting old. She said, they always tell us that it won't last forever, but they never tell us when it's gonna end. Yeah, they never tell us when it's gonna end. There ain't no parties going on, let's make our own in the parking lot. The Walgreens by your house, so we won't need to go back home. I was lost there in my head in a haze of tree booze and parliaments, and listening to that CD my brother brought back home from college. This band called Radiohead, and I hope that you're impressed and wondering if these would be the songs we cried to, looking back when she said, what are you thinking about now? Man, I can't wait to leave this town. She said, people say that all the time, and all they ever do is stay. But that's 'cause summer goes so fast, and our lives just fade away. Yeah, summer goes so fast, and our lives just fade away. She said, well, you know that I've got church in the morning. Lord, I wish I could believe. It must be nice to have your life laid out in black and white and know exactly who you're supposed to be. And if Jesus loves me so damn much, why do I feel so all alone? That will be fixed when we grow up. She said she don't plan on getting old, but they always tell us that this won't last forever. But they never tell us when it's gonna end. Now they never tell us when it's gonna end. I hope we have a little more time till then. I hope we have a little more time till then. Ready to rock? All right. This is more of a faster paced one. I think this one's called Wizard of Oz. This is a new song. I haven't released it yet. I've been playing it around at shows. It's been doing pretty well, and I think I'm going to. I used to play in a band called the Sioux Line Loons, and then we kind of dissolved after the pandemic, and it kind of just became Grant Glad doing acoustic guitar things. But we're planning on getting kind of back together and doing a couple gigs, and this seems like a song that might fit for that. And this is really just I turned 30, turned 31. And you start kind of looking around and realizing, man, my parents were right about a lot more than I was. You think you know everything at 16. You kind of get through life a little bit, and it finds out you really didn't know anything at all. So this is a song about that. If I could write like a letter to my younger self, I think it's called Wizard of Oz. Here it is. Well, go easy on you folks. They're doing the best they can get. Yeah, anyone says they know it all, just know they don't know shit. They don't work yourself to death to pay some rich asshole's bills. Yeah, rock and roll will save your soul more than Jesus ever will. You don't really want to look behind that curtain. Some things are better left uncertain. You don't really want to know for sure that the Wizard of Oz ain't no wizard at all. So go easy on you folks, they're doing the best they can get. Yeah, anyone says they know it all, just know they don't know shit. Don't work yourself to death to pay some rich asshole's bills. Yeah, rock and roll will save your soul more than Jesus ever will. Get what you want, it won't be what you thought. When they try to turn you into something that you're not, you don't have to feel like a fraud. Even the Wizard of Oz ain't no wizard at all. So go easy on you folks, they're doing the best they can get. Yeah, anyone says they know it all, just know they don't know shit. Yeah, don't work yourself to death to pay some rich asshole's bills. Yeah, rock and roll will save your soul more than Jesus ever will. Oh, go easy on you folks, they're doing the best they can get. Yeah, anyone says they know it all, just know they don't know shit. Don't work yourself to death to pay some rich asshole's bills. Yeah, rock and roll will save your soul more than Jesus ever will. Short and sweet. Then I've got, I'm working on a few different projects, and I've always got something going on. There's another one that I'm working on with a buddy of mine, and I told him, his name's Hunter. He's an amazing engineer and producer. And I said, here's the deal, Hunter. I want to make a Bon Iver ripoff record. Like, I just want to go into the studio and just make a copycat. Like, nothing's ever going to come of it, right? And we're just having a lot of fun with it, just going in and playing with it. And the first thing that happened is I went in there and he's like, all right, well, we got to change the way you sing. Because I sing in that like almost like my talking voice. And so he really made me sing in more of a falsetto and like a high, like a head voice. And so it's been interesting to write to that. And so this is a song called Oldsmobile, in kind of that different voicing, and it's probably going to end up on the Bon Iver ripoff record. I don't know what the title of that's going to be yet, but it's just something we're working on. And this is a song. This is another song about just kind of nostalgia. What happened is I was living in the cities, and there was an Oldsmobile Alero that broke down across the street. That's pretty much the first line of the song. But it was just broke down, and I remember there was people in high school that had that exact car, right? And so no one drives Oldsmobile Aleros anymore. You rarely see them. But I looked at that car, and all I could think of was like, the girls and the guys that, used to hang out in this Oldsmobile Aleros, and kind of just brought, it was like a flashback. So I tried to write a song about it, and this is called Oldsmobile, and it's also about aging, getting older, and realizing that, nothing lasts forever. An Oldsmobile broke down across the street. Even though I know you haven't drove that car in years, I see you 17 sitting there in the front seat, when we still believed in what they told us to believe. And they'd all talk about how bright our futures they could be. But I didn't want it, just to follow all the rules. But life moves on, cars break down. But your Oldsmobile runs forever in my mind. Hide out in our cars and just let the radio play. Smoke in our lungs coming from your daddy's weed. 'Cause what's he gonna say we were never supposed to see? The world couldn't touch us, those sad songs would keep us safe. Now my radio broke. Nothing in the world makes me feel that way. But I didn't want it, just to follow all the rules. But life moves on, cars break down. Your Oldsmobile runs forever in my mind. Oldsmobile broke down across the street. Even though I know you haven't drove that car in years, I see you 17 sitting there in the front seat. When we still believed in what they told us to believe. But I didn't want it, just to follow all the rules. Life moves on, and cars break down. But your Oldsmobile runs forever in my mind. So Oldsmobile was very much, also working with my buddy Hunter. He said, if we're doing this Bon Iver type of project, you also have to write a little bit differently, right? Like a lot of my other songs are very much story focused, this narrative kind of element to them. And he said, listen to a Bon Iver song, it's a feeling that you're trying to capture, right? More so than anything. So that was an example of, kind of having to tweak that and expand my horizons a little bit and kind of learn how to do things that way. Because I've been doing these types of story songs for a very long time, and that's also it's to be honest, it's a lot to ask of the audience, right? Like I need you to listen to these lyrics very intently for 5 minutes to catch every single little nuance that I put into this. It's a lot to ask sometimes. So here's a song where I'm gonna ask it. This is one called Homecoming. This is a story about it's about a character that was somewhat real in real life, and I just embellished a lot of it. Where I thought of somebody getting out of prison and then going home to the family Christmas, right? And John Prine Christmas in prison, right? So the rhyme's already there. So I just thought about kind of what that would feel like getting out of this isolating experience and then having to go back to the family, and are you going to pretend that nothing changed? What are you going to do? So this is a song called Homecoming. This is off an older Loons record. But yeah, this is how that one goes. I just got out of prison. It was cold, it was Christmas Eve. I was going to my sister's to go and see what was left of my family. She lives all the way across town on the right side of them railroad tracks. I came this far, I ain't looking back now. Passing by the same old haunts and the same old drunks, hiding the same old wants. But I'm 3 months dry and Lord, never felt more gone. So I stopped in at Kelly's for a drink, said she's working, see if she remembers me. And by the look on her face, I think she does. And I could tell by her tone, somewhere along the way she been told, don't talk to the animal girl, just leave him alone. Yeah, there's no homecoming for a man like me. No, there ain't no room on your damn city streets for the blood-stained hands on my family's black sheep. So just one more beer and I swear I live. Yeah, just one more beer and then I'm gone. I stumbled out into the Midwest snow with smoke coming off of my car, hot cold and so much, but you can always go back home. I look like a car someone sold for parts. All the time I spent behind those bars, I meant to leave, never meant to go that far. I never did feel too bad about killing that man. He took my sister's left hand, he gave her a girl. At the end of the night he ran. And still there's no homecoming for a man like me. No, there ain't no room on your damn city streets for the blood-stained hands on my family's black sheep. So one more beer and I swear I live. Yeah, just one more beer and then I'm gone. Coming up on a big house now, I see them through that window. They look like they're doing just fine on their own. Looks like Jimmy turned 18, see he's got that uniform. He looks just like his daddy, but that boy ain't made for war. One more cigarette and I'll shovel on his side. See if I lost more than time in my life. Knock, knock, knock on the door. Niece answers it, she looks at me, and then she says hello. And I could tell by her tone, somewhere along the way she'd been told, don't talk to the animal girl, just leave him alone. Yeah, there's no homecoming for a man like me. No, there ain't no room on your damn city streets for the blood-stained hands on my family's black sheep. So just one more beer and I swear I'll leave. Yeah, just one more beer and then I'm gone. That's a song called Homecoming. That was off of the first record, A Place No One Belongs. And this next one is a song about this is a song that's called What They Don't Tell You. This is about quitting drinking. And there's a line in the song. I like to joke that it's an homage to John Prine. It's really just a John Prine ripoff. Because in Bruised Orange, Chain of Sorrow, that character in that song, that John Prine song, he's going to the church house to shovel some snow, right? That's the whole thing. So is my character. It's the same. He's doing the same thing as John's. I figured if it's good enough for John, right? Well, I've been waiting for the snow to finally fall, so I can shove that church's parking lot. You know God don't pay much. It's the only job that I got. Another time, no, feels like another life. I had my own tools and I showed up at night, but there ain't a foreman, his right mind, that wants a drunk around his construction site, you know. So I learned every line from every pamphlet in AA. But what they don't tell you is that some things still won't change. You still be broke and unemployed, and your car still needs brakes. You can't take your coffee black as a cave, it'll never fill the hole. And no one calling out your name. I got a brother the other side of that St. Croix. He's got a pretty wife and a blue-eyed baby boy. He's got a couch I know about. You know I helped him move it in, but there ain't no room for me now in that big old house of his. So I learned every line from every pamphlet in AA. But what they don't tell you is that some things still won't change. Still be broke and unemployed, and your car still needs brakes. You can't take your coffee black as a cave, it'll never fill the hole. And no one calling out your name. So that's What They Don't Tell You. Yeah, that feels good. So this is a song, I don't know if you know about the Milford mine disaster over in Crosby. You know that story? So this is a song about that. Anyone who's going to Crosby, I highly recommend it. It was the Milford mine in Crosby. Or I recommend a tour of the museum. I don't recommend being caught in a mine disaster. But it's a tragedy. I think it was in the 1930s, and they had this mine that was underneath a lake, Lake Foley. And what happened is the mine collapsed and the lake came through, and they 47 men went down, and I think 39 of them died. So they didn't make it out, and it was so instantaneous. And there was one guy named Clinton Harris who tried to warn everybody as much as he could, and they had warning like whistles that you'd pull, and you'd use a giant like rope or whatever, and he pulled. Well, when they found his body, he had tied that warning around like his torso to make sure that the whistle would just keep going. So apparently they heard the whistle in town for like a week until they got under there and found the guy. So it was just like, man, that is some heroism. So this is called the Ballad of Clinton Harris. I did the best I could. I hope I did him justice. 48 men went down that morning to the Milford mine. I wasn't supposed to work that day, but my baby needed bread and wine. And them shifts up in Duluth, they needed the ore, and the days after the war. So 48 men went down that morning to the Milford mine. Well, you don't know darkness, friend, even down there without a light. We didn't need lanterns to fill that water as it started to rise. Well, save your breath, boys, don't scream, just start to climb. You never really know a man till you see him when he's about to die. My name's Clinton Harris, and I've been working down here for years, keeping Mr. Crosby rich. I wish them Wright brothers had found steel hidden in the sky, 'cause then we wouldn't have been slaving that day down in the Milford mine. Just 15 minutes left before the end of our shift, when Lake Foley plunged through the tunnels like a biblical punishment. Just 15 minutes left before the end of our shift. Just 15 minutes left before we all could go home again. My name's Clinton Harris, and I've been working down here for years, keeping Mr. Crosby rich. I wish them Wright brothers had found steel hidden in the sky, then we wouldn't have been slaving that day down in the Milford mine. Well, 48 men went down that morning to the Milford mine. I wasn't supposed to work that day, but my baby needed bread and wine. And I lay me down in bed where the sun don't shine, 'cause just 7 men came back that day from the Milford mine. So that's the Ballad of Clinton Harris. I don't know where that's going to land as far as projects go, but someday it'll be out somewhere. It'll be out here. So this has been a lot of fun. I am Grant Glad, a singer-songwriter. I do this. I play in a 90s country cover band called the Chattahoochees, and then the Soo Line Loons are coming out of hiatus, so we'll be doing some stuff. I don't know if we'll be playing gigs or just making music, but whatever happens, it's all fun. So I'm Grant Glad Music on Instagram. The TikTok I've discovered now, I'm on there, and on Facebook I didn't create a artist music page, so you can just add me as a friend if you want. We can chat and do it that way. That's everything. That's everything I got. Thank you so much, Kim and Jose, for having me here. This has been a lot of fun, and yeah, I hope. Yeah, I really appreciate this. Thank you for listening to Two Harbors Community Radio.